What is up, everyone? We are back with another Survivor What If video. This time around, we have a very fun topic that we really wanted to do. Alex came up with it, and I wanted to do something pretty fun, and I thought it was a pretty fun idea. So, we are doing Survivor New Era All Stars, i.e., a reimagined world as if 50 was a new era All Star season. So, just a little explanation of it is that it will be all new era players, 10 people in each tribe, only people from the new era, I mean, no one from before or after. And Alex, do you want to talk about anything else with it, like the specifications or prereqs or whatever
So
we did
yeah,
for
we
it?
are going off of seasons 41 up until 48 because 49 has not been released yet. So 41 through 48 we will cover, and that would be the theoretical uh, all-star season at this time. Each of us will be picking 5 men and 5 women, which will make it a cast of 20. So we will just be going back and forth, picking uh, either a man or a woman, and then we'll kind of create this all-star cast between our 10 people.
And then we do have some other people in mind on the off chance that one of us picks another
Oh
person.
yeah,
Yeah, and we'll give a little explanation possibly between each of our picks, a very brief one. I have to say that from my own end. Alex always keeps it pretty brief.
yep.
Phrasing, boom. All right. So without further ado, do you want me to take the first pick or do you
Take the
want to take
first
the first
pick.
pick? All right. So should we start with the woman?
Just start with the women and pick each of our 5 and go from there. So go
All
ahead.
right. And then we can do it any season order, right?
Yep. Any season, it doesn't have to be 41 up until 48. It can be 44 first, 45, yada yada.
Well, I'm really glad you said I could do 44 first because
Okay.
my first pick is Carolyn from Survivor 44, who I've said over and over should have been the real runner up of the season. No, like nothing personally against Heidi. The fact that Carolyn didn't get a single vote and Heidi somehow got a vote is it's bullshit. I'm not gonna say it's not. I still get so heated up thinking about the 44 finale because Carolyn should have gotten at least one vote. If Joe can get one vote of
Yeah.
all people in Survivor 48 finale, Carolyn should have gotten one vote.
Yeah.
Like, Carolyn is an icon. She should have been on 50. The fact that she isn't, again, is bullshit. It's because Probst doesn't like the fact that they're not even his people. They played on Survivor. And if anything, he should take it as a compliment that other shows want their players that he helped the cast on their shows. And if anything, it's a great marketing technique because they're gonna look and see, oh hey, they were on Survivor. I want to go watch Survivor now to see where this person came from. But no, Jeff's a little baby about it. So wah 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 all the way home, right into Alex, your first pick.
My first pick will be a winner.
Ooh.
Um, from season 42, I'm picking Marianne. I know that was for sure on your list, but she played the game very well. I think she will do really well on an all-star cast if she made it. Um, she would have a lot of good alliances going as well, and she's just like this, chaotic, funny character on your screen that you just love to watch. I feel like she would be a great addition to the season, and I feel like she could go far. Probably not win it, but I feel like she will easily make merge and probably create some good blindsides while she's at it. So that's my first pick. Richie, you are up, or if you want to add more to the pick, you can.
Well, the joke's on you, you little shit. I did have another winner on my list, and it's Steve from 45.
She's, dude, my you
Was
picked
that your pick?
you picked three. You already picked 2 of my 5.
Ha! Okay, I'm
Yeah.
joking. All seriousness though, D is one of the picks I am excited to see on 50, even though I don't think 50 should have had winners because it's only two that we know of right now. But I think I do like D. D is a great player. I am happy for D. I do think D is really underrated, like as a winner, because a lot of people don't like to talk about how good of a player she was. She did dominate her season. I think she is one of the better winners we've ever had. And I mean, again, it is a new era, but at the same time, it's like she is one of the better winners. So I don't think I have to talk too much about D. I think we all know D is a really good player. And I think on a new era All-Star cast, she would be even better because even though people would know her, I think she'd still be able to slide through the cracks with all the threats that she has around her. So, with
Yeah.
that in mind, Alex, let's talk about your number two.
My number two is going to be not a winner. From season 47, I am picking Genevieve. I'm picking Genevieve because again, she had this insane move, Operation Italy, which it was a three-person movie, and it worked out extremely well. She is a very game-heavy player. She doesn't really care a lot about feelings really as well, and her gameplay is kind of like for me like Kim Spradling's type player, and I feel like she's a really good player, and that's why she was cast for 50 as well. So this you know great player. Love to have her on fifth. Love to have her on an All Stars cast. That was my next pick. Anything to add? And I see you, going chaotic right now. You're still
Yeah,
muted. There we go. Yeah.
yeah, I'm going chaotic because I feel like we're just picking each other's picks right now, borderline. So let me get my second winner on this list. Unlike Survivor 50, there's going to be two 47 reps on our list. And
Okay.
I'm going to pick Rachel because Rachel is someone who I'm surprised is not on 50. She had a very popular end game. She literally played up this whole, like, I don't want to say advantage, but it's like the new era is basically defined by the advantages, the side stuff. And Rachel played so hard into that. And it's just, I mean, everyone likes to make jokes about how Probst doesn't like it when a woman wins or how he doesn't like it when the women dominate. And I mean, maybe that is the reason that there wasn't many 47 people on 50. Um, Jokes aside, like Rachel is a great winner. I do think, even though, yeah, she is borderline the female version of Mike Holloway in certain senses, she at least knows how to play the idols and immunities. It's about like how you use them. And I think Mike and Rachel both try to play it well. And I think Rachel, of the people in her winner archetype, Rachel does do it the best out of all three of them. Whereas Mike kind of socially made himself an outcast. Ben had to rely on it and didn't really do much of it. Rachel tried to play and even had some allies here and there and was able to constantly bounce back and forth. She wasn't just solely relying on it. Did it help? Absolutely. But it wasn't like the sole defining thing, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So Rachel is my pick. Alex, who is your number three? How funny would it be if it was Rachel?
Um, uh, she was one of my extra people I had on my list. She was not in my top five, so I still have two people that I can still grab. But I'm gonna go into my extras and pick kind of a dark horse. I'm picking Kelly from 45. She had a lot of game potential. I feel like get her on an all-star cast because she did play a good game. It's just she got completely blindsided by a dumb, yeah. But great player, very game heavy mindset, and very good social player. Just kind of got caught in a blindside, and it sucks because she could have gone far as one, maybe even one, because of how good she played. But I feel like get her on our chance and see how she does. But I feel like Kelly 445 is a really good player that I feel like could really do some damage in this game. So that's my next pick.
You don't know. You want to know what I have to say to that?
What?
Whoa! Sorry. Whoa!
Yep.
I swear to God, I love Jake. He's adorable. I mean, he is like Jake's really cool. He seems like a really great guy in real life. Like, who wouldn't want to be friends with Jake? And like for me, if I think if I was gonna play the game with someone, I'd want to play someone like my number four pick for the woman, Shan.
She
And
was on my
Shan
yep,
is
she was on
someone.
my five. Yep.
Ha
Yep.
ha. I win. Finally won something. Shan is someone who I really like. I really enjoy Shan. I think Shan is someone who is just really fun. And honestly, God, like even her Shan thing was like, yeah, like Shan is so much fun. And the fact that again she's also not on 50, it feels like they got most of the wrong people for the new era on 50, outside of a couple. Like a couple picks are right, a lot of the picks are wrong, and it's like they should have had like 49 should have been new era all stars. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Yeah,
But like
it should have been.
Shan is such a fun villainess, and that's the thing I really like. Like people shouldn't be afraid to be villains on Survivor. People shouldn't be getting harassed for being villains on a TV show. Like I like Shin. I always liked her. I never got the hate for her. Like who cares if she's a passer? She's gonna play like a demon. Let her play. She's
Yeah,
fun to watch. So
yeah.
that's
Like
my pick for
she was the
Shan.
first true villain of the new era. You know,
Exactly. So Alex, who is your number 4 pick for the woman?
my number four pick is going to be Tiffany from 46.
Ooh.
Again, she was cast on 50 for good reasons as well. She played a really good game. Again, very good game mindset. She's really good with playing the social game. Challenge wise, she can easily win one or two individuals if it comes down to what her best skill sets are at that. So she can make it far. She made jury last time on 46. So who says she can't just go all the way and win it? So I think Tiffany. I think Tiffany is a really good player. Really, she doesn't take shit from anybody, and that's how you want to play the game. You just can't be taking shit from people. And yeah, Tiffany's a really good pick for me. I feel like.
So my final pick for the woman, this was a hard pick because it came down to 3 people. Um, I wanted to try to get a great representation of both the men and the women's side from all the seasons if I was able to. And despite the fact that I don't really care for this season, I did have to pick someone, and that is Camilla.
That was my last one. Damn it.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought there was
I
another
saved it
one,
for
but
last as
my
well because
backup I almost
I
picked.
didn't think I did not think you would go for it, and you did. I was pissed about that. Now, great, thank you. Now I have
I
some.
wasn't going to, and then at the last second, I came down to like 3 people, and I'm like, you know what? Like, come
Yeah,
on. Like,
I
I
still have a
was,
good player left, but like that was my go-to for my last pick.
well, I had a feeling you were gonna pick my backup option.
I still have a
But
good player
Camilla,
still.
but Camilla is someone who I really actually enjoyed in 48. I do think she has potential. The thing I do want to say is I feel like Camilla again is one of the players who was just in the wrong season. I feel like if she would have been able to play any other season, she would have been able to shine more, but no, she's with a 48 crowd. And I don't know, I just did not really care for that. Like no one care like, and I also don't like 48 again because it was edited poorly. They tried to force this duos thing on there that really everyone in the next interview said like, well, that's not what really happened on the island. So again, Snyder cut. But like I like Camilla. I do think she has a lot of potential in the new era All Stars where she'd be more, I don't want to say inclined, but more like it's kind of like the bigger moves usually do come from All Star season. So I guess she'd be more wanting to make the big moves. It'd be more acceptable in her mind to make the big moves. She wouldn't have to hold back as hard. Um, Again, if New Era All Stars was like 49 or 50 or whatever, she probably would have a bigger target on her back, so she probably would have to. But I really do like Camilla. So, Alex, who is your last female pick?
Well, because you took Camilla, I'm left with a player who I have start in the extra column, and that is Julie from 45.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pick a different 45 person. That's the whole reason I picked Camilla.
Well, we can go over our extra people we have that's like honorable mentions I'll,
Yeah, we will. We can do that before
after.
we get to the
But
guys.
Julie, I going into the finale, I thought Julie was gonna win this game just because of how well she played this like the final uh the end stretch of the post merge. And again, she's an underdog. She was one of the better underdogs going into the season. She's like the mama of the tribe, and she's that stereotypical mother of the tribe, and she
Mama
really kind of
Bear.
beat that kind of because she did some crazy stuff, and it worked out in her favor, and no one really hated her for it either. It, she probably could have won if Katura voted for D. But that's what if really. But Julie, a great player. Would love to have her on an All Star cast. That's all I really have to say for Julie. But yeah,
So before we get to the men, I do think we should talk about some of our honorable mentions for the women, people who that I personally really wanted to see on, but just again, the female field was very hard and it was a very hard field to cast for, especially
Yeah.
on my end. Like I had like I think I was able to barely narrow it down to like 13, 14 women on my end, and definitely some of the people on my end that I don't believe we talked about. Erica from 41, I would have loved to have on. It came very close, but again, I didn't want to have too many winners on it, but not like have like no winners on it. But Carla from 43, I almost put on. It was very close. Carla, Emily from 45, and Camilla, like they were battling for my last spot on here. So, um, yeah, Emily from 45, another pick I am actually very excited for 50. Venus from and Maria, both from 46. I was really wanting to like find a way to get them on, but it's just like the female field is tougher because I feel like New Era actually does have a lot of really great female players. So the female field was just tougher. So
Yeah.
the final female pick I'll talk about for my honorable mentions is Eva from 48, who I actually do like. And again, I do feel like the edit majorly screws her over. It makes her look overly emotional, doesn't explain a lot of her moves and why she's going after Star, when in reality, from stuff I've seen in her in an X interview, Star was basically targeting Eva from the start. She was starting stuff from the start, and like, I mean, come on, like, why can't we see a villain Star and have like Eva try to like go at it? Like Eva versus Star is a rivalry. You know what I mean? It's like I would have loved to have seen Star and Eva because then Star would have got more content and Eva's moves would have made sense. But no, we have to get Joe content for everything, even though he's like a third placing finalist. We have to get the side crap about duels that weren't really in the game. We have to learn about random just we have to hear Mitch have 80 confessionals about him not making a move. Like, no, like Snyder Cut 48. I'm just gonna stop it there. Eva should have gotten a better edit. I do think she's a smart player. I would love if it's a second chance season. I would love to see Eva back. I would especially love to see Eva back instead of Joe because I think Eva would actually play a lot more independent of a game. And we even learned in X interviews too that she even had really great bonds with people like Mary that weren't even shown on the show. Like she was really great with people, and it does bother me that she doesn't really get the good edit. So I'm gonna stop it there for my part of it. Alex, you have some honorable mentions for the woman on your end that
I'll be a
we
lot
did
more
or
quicker
didn't
with
talk
that.
about.
Evie from 41, great player, big super fan of the show. It kind of showed in challenges. Emily from 45, no, she's on 50, right? Is she on 50?
Yeah,
Right?
Emily
Yeah,
from
she is. Yeah.
45 is on season 50.
Yeah. Emily from 45, Tori from 42, Venus from 46, and Bianca from 48. All those players are, great game players. Venus, she's just comedy. But all the other people are all just, good game players that just kind of got cut short and didn't really get a lot of storytelling on their part. But like, put them on, put them on like an all-star or second chance game, they can probably prove themselves.
I'd love to see Tori back, and I would also love to see like Venus back. Like there are so many players who it's like if I had to design like my own 20-person New Era All Stars cast, I think Tori probably would have made it on. It's so hard when I only have like 5 picks because I have to narrow it down so much. But like, Tori's one of my favorites from 42. Um, and even Bianca, like Bianca got screwed. Like Bianca and Justin and Tom Sale got screwed because Survivor is all about these journeys, right? Where you have to like roll
Yeah, right.
dice and like it's so dumb.
That's
Um,
that's what the fans want to see, man, is rolling dice,
rolling dice,
and
or
losing
like
your vote.
moving balls in a platform in the middle of the ocean where
Yeah,
you get yanked under if you don't get it in time. Like I've heard people joke about this in like some podcasts and like reaction videos where they're like, what would have happened if her hand was in there when the anchor fell in 47?
right.
Like she could just sucked in like
Yeah. Well, let's
oh
move on to the men now.
yeah, let's move on to the men. Do you want to start with the men
I
or do you
will
want
take the
me to
first
start?
pick because I gave you the first pick for the women.
All right.
I'm gonna get this out of the way. Jesse, just because I think we both have Jesse on our list. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, you do you see this? Do you see
Yes,
this? Damn
I want to get
you.
him out of the way because I knew that he would be like both our first picks probably.
That's why I wanted to pick first, but okay, go on.
Yeah, I give it the girls' side at least. But yeah, Jesse, great game player. Like the double the back-to-back idol play, greatest new era moment in this in the show. Just his journey throughout the whole game was pretty incredible. Him backstabbing Cody at the last minute, so fun to watch. That's what Survivor is all about, and not just about losing your vote and having to find an idol. But yeah, Jesse, great player, deserved to be on 50, deserves to be on an all-star cast. Just a great player.
100% agree with that. Jesse's another person that shouldn't have been cut from 50. It's like I said before, I think they cut a lot of the wrong people from the new era cast because we just had to see three people from 48, right?
Dude,
As
we
well as
need,
putting on two
yeah,
people from
dude,
49 that we haven't even seen yet, who are probably
yeah,
just going to get. Like my predictions that they're probably both going to get voted off early because they didn't get a chance to like anyone to see them. And a lot of people on the 50 cast played
oh
heroes
yeah,
versus villains. So they're gonna be like Russell Hantz alert, and it's like
oh
they're just
yeah,
taking far because of that alone, which is kind of unfair for them. But it's also like, what were they gonna do? Because production just had to make room for like 7 to 8 people for the last 4 to 5 seasons before 50. But that's besides the point. My first pick, if I can't have Jesse, then how about you give me Charlie? Because I know
huge.
he's on
That's
your
huge.
list.
That's huge. That's huge. Let's go.
Yeah, I
Okay,
actually
take him.
he was on my
Take him.
list
Take him.
regardless.
Take him.
You don't want him?
Charlie, take him, dude. Ooh, that's yeah. Take him, please. That's good. That's good for me.
Okay, jokes aside, Charlie actually was on my list. It was very close between him and some other people that I'll mention in my honorable mentions if I have to. But Charlie, 100%, I do think was just borderline robbed at the finals of 46. And regardless of how, so some people really like him, some people really just don't care for him. People seem to forget Charlie's losing game got so much controversy. People on Twitter were talking about it for months. People were, I feel bad for Kenzie because apparently people were coming into her work to harass her for like several months after the season ended. I actually kind of feel bad because it's just like if you're gonna go off and do that in real life, then you're just a loser. Like, I mean, people were harassing Maria on social media, which is like, yes, Maria's reasons for not voting Charlie were
That makes more
stupid. She was
sense, but
well, she was petty. That's the thing. She was bitter and
yeah,
petty
that makes
about
more
it. And here's the
sense.
thing: if you're
But
gonna
like
be bitter
Kenzie,
about
you
it,
don't
just
do that to
admit it.
Kenzie at least, right?
Sorry, what do you
Yeah.
say?
So like Maria, I can see, but Kenzie, sorry, Mariah, but Kenzie, yeah,
Mariah.
Maria,
Yeah,
Mariah,
her name is Maria.
Maria, doesn't matter.
No, you're good. But yeah, no, like Charlie literally caused so much discourse in the Survivor media that I don't think we had seen that. Like people could even like track it back to like Austin versus D when people were debating that. Charlie versus Kenzie was so much bigger, and Charlie was a victim of that. So it's like Charlie, I do think is it does like Charlie is a great player, and I really do think that on a return he would 100% be able to show off a lot of his skills. Again, Charlie is one of the few picks for 50 I do think they got right. So Alex, who is your number 2 pick for the guys?
Thank you for giving me this guy because I am very happy to take this guy. I am taking Caleb from 45.
That's
Yeah.
funny. He was almost on my list actually, and I had a feeling that like you were gonna take him.
Oh yeah. And I'm hoping you don't take this next guy. But
I might.
Caleb, probably had the best shot in the dark moment in the history of this game, even though it's only been out for like 8 seasons. But like having the whole tribe just gasp and be like, "What the hell?" and and even just cheering for him as well. Like half the tribe was just cheering about that whole moment, and just also, his character. He's funny. He knows how to create bonds, but he created too much bonds, and that kind of screwed him over. But he is one of the characters like you want on a season because he brings the entertainment and that like fun value to the game. Kind of weaving in with all the other gameplay that's going on. Caleb will for sure make an all-star cast if it comes, or even a second chance cast, just based off of how entertaining he was in this season. Even though he was like I think the first juror or second juror.
He was the first juror. Kelly
Yeah,
was the second
yeah, okay,
juror.
yeah.
So, and
So yeah, yeah, like he was entertaining, and he is my second pick.
my third pick is Omar from Survivor 42.
Oh my gosh,
Was
I
that
thought I
actually
could
who
have
you were
gone
gonna
one more
pick?
round. I thought I could have gone one more round without taking him.
I'm not. There was almost someone else I picked, and I was like, no, I have to because like I love Omar. Why do we
Yeah,
have to have Jonathan? Why do we have to have the Hulk Jonathan back in the game?
yeah.
give us like the like I don't want to joke around and call Omar Bruce Banner, but it's like I loved Omar as a player. He's a great guy. He's like a really nice guy. He was playing the game, and it's just like, come on, like Omar is such a great strategist, and the fact that he
Yeah,
is not already back, like, no, they just have to have Jonathan back.
of
He's
course.
gonna, go piggybacking. He's gonna take Jeff Probst piggybacking on a romantic picnic, isn't he? Um, but Omar is my pick. I do think Omar would have a lot of great potential on a returning season. Again, he'd be around a lot of other players who are known for being very cutthroat, like Camilla, D, Rachel, Genevieve, and other picks we'll probably talk about later. But I like Omar. So,
Yep.
Alex, who's your number three?
Well, I need to take this guy next before you take him. From season 41, I'm taking Ricard.
Jokes on you, he wasn't on my list actually. He was,
At
he
all?
almost was. He almost was, and then the last second, I was like,
Okay.
no, I probably
Wow.
like.
Well,
There was a
he
lot of people
was,
cuts.
of course, like the biggest threat the whole season, basically. He was the guy you wanted to get out from the merge, and he kept surviving until his eventual downfall, where you know everybody clapped for him because they knew that neither of them could beat him at the end. And with Shan and Ricard coming back for an All-Star season, that would be kind of fun to see. Them reuniting after like it was like 5 or 6 years. So
If New Era All Stars would be 50, they filmed 41 and 21, so it'd be only like four, but it's like still, unless, I mean, they
it's like
talk over the years, but like,
that's still a lot of years, but yeah, that's like
yeah.
I can totally see him again doing very well or getting booted really early. But just having Ricard back on would be kind of fun to watch. So that's my third pick.
All right, my third pick for the guys is, again, third person from 47 I'm going to talk about because 47 is the one that should have 3 reps in 50, not 48. We're going to talk about Andy from
Oh,
47, and
yeah.
I like Andy. Like I don't like. There's some people who don't like Andy because he's eccentric. He's a lot, and like, okay, but I do like that. Like, he's a good character. He at least has a level head in his shoulders, even if he's not always showing it. But Andy's entertaining, and the fact that he just barely missed out on fifth, like he and Marianne were cut the last second for the 49ers, and I'm like, damn, like
Yeah, that
not
sucks.
not to shit on the 49ers because we haven't really seen how they play 49 yet. So maybe there's stuff that they did that we didn't see yet. But it's also like,
Maybe.
yeah, maybe. But like, I really do want to see Andy back at one point soon. And like, Andy would have been such a great pick. So Andy's my pick. Alex, who is your fourth pick for the guys?
Well, I'm surprised he went this long without getting picked. I'm picking Cody.
Oh, I was so close to picking him.
Yeah, yeah. Cody and Caleb kind of share like that same kind of energy. There's fun guys who are there to play the game and be kind of like the funny guy on the tribe, but also still play the game hard. And we do see that in Cody with his idol hat at tribal, getting the idol from that whole scene with him, and then also just playing it, being a good game player. He got the choose your champion uh advantage thing, which I would love to have that come back because that was a very fun advantage. And he played it perfectly with Owen winning, and then I don't even think he had to use it really either. But yeah, Cody, great entertainer, great player. Would love to have him back for an All-Star season. Richie, you are up.
My fourth pick for the guys of five. It was very hard because there's a lot of picks I really wanted to do, but I do have to kind of settle it with one kind of character driven person from Survivor 46, Q. I really want to see Q back. It's funny because like when I was watching 46, for some reason I did not really care for Q, but like the more I've thought about it, the more I've seen clips of Q, and the more I think about it, I'm like, Q's grown on me a lot. I am happy he's on 50 because I think Q is a very fun character that we really need some lighthearted, like funny stuff. So Q, I do think also does have some potential there. Maybe not as much as other people, but I do think he has potential there. So I mean, Q would be fun. So that is my fourth pick. Alex, who is your final guy pick?
I am happy you took Q because I wasn't gonna take him. Um, but I am gonna take this next guy from season 48. I am taking Shaheen.
Oh, that's not the 48 guy I thought you were going to take. Damn.
I'm not taking Kyle. Hell no.
Go off.
Um,
Oh, I mean, about Shaheen, not about the Kyle.
but Shaheen was like the only good player that was left that I wanted to have win. Really, Shaheen played the game super well. Got himself kind of embedded with this alliance that he was kind of in the middle of and he just got kind of caught in the crossfire and just had to you know just had to fall on the sword basically and just be like yeah. But Shaheen, a great player, very good moments in the season. And he's just a really fun guy. My cast of 5 players are all just fun guys. um, but yeah, Shaheen's my 5th player.
My fifth and final player, and this was a hard pick because it came down to three guys for me again. But my final pick is Kyle from Survivor 48, the winner of Survivor 48. And I'll talk about the only other two guys that we did not talk about that were in my honorable mentions. But Kyle is someone who, honestly, even though he'd be on a tribe with Camilla in this case, I do think it'd be interesting to see him in the game again because obviously, again, like I think we only have like the at least on my tribe, there's only like three winners. I think you have like two.
I think
You might only have one actually because I think
I have
you
one
picked.
winner, and that's Marianne.
Yeah, I have like three. So I mean, at least it's four. It's not like it's only two winners.
Yeah,
Um, Jokes
yeah.
aside, Kyle's grown on me over the year, or I shouldn't say over the years, over the weeks since his win. Kyle's grown on me a lot, and I honestly do think that Kyle would have a lot of potential in a return. And again, I do think he does get very lucky in certain aspects of 48. That 48 played out the way it was. But it doesn't mean I wouldn't be interested in seeing Kyle come back. Like I do feel like I'm growing more on him as a winner, and like while he actually was playing maybe a little bit better than I initially thought he was, is 48 a good season? Absolutely not. But again, I do think Kyle would
Yeah.
be fun to see in a returning season, especially with especially with Camilla. So with that in mind, I think we should talk about our
Honorable
um
mentions. I'll
honorable
go first.
mentions. Yeah. So Alex, you want to go first for the guys?
I'll just list them off, not in any order or anything. Actually, I'll just do it by season order, make it easier. Um, I have none from 41. 42, I have High. A great player, great strategist. Um,
What about Zach from 42?
no. Um, Yam Yam from Jam. Wow, jeez. Jam
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 Jam.
from 44. Neither of us took him, but that's kind of funny. 45, I have Jake, Austin, and I think that's it from 45. 46, I have Ben. 46, Hunter. 47, I have Saul and Sam. And then 48, I have Thomas.
48, definitely Thomas is someone who I thought of my honorable mentions. Jam Jam from 44, Jake and Austin from 45. I definitely thought into Hunter from 46 was definitely up on there. Sam, I definitely thought into. Rome, I thought into. I definitely at one point thought of Say from 48 as an honorable mention for the woman too that I just remember now I forgot to talk
Yeah.
about because I thought Say and Rome on the same tribe would have been so funny to see them starting stuff. But I mean, the guys side was a little easier for me, but the
Oh
women's
yeah.
side was
Same.
so hard. There's so many good options.
Oh yeah.
So, with that in mind, I think that's all we really have to say. Unless you want to say anything else before I get my
No.
outro.
Just Jeff Probst should have done 50 as an all-star, new era all-star. I'm not sure how that didn't, become the, you know,
Right.
that's like the easiest path to go towards, that's like, right there.
He
But
botched it for sure. But if you want to see us continue to make great videos and not botch seasons like Jeff Probst does, like and subscribe to our videos. Keep an eye out for more videos. Go follow our Instagram. It's in our description for our YouTube channel. Go follow us. Go see some fun posts. We're currently working on Survivor New Era, going backwards in time. At the time of filming this, we're working on 44 what ifs, but by the time we get this out, maybe it'll be in 43. Who knows? You can end up suggesting stuff too to us. So keep an eye out for that. Like and subscribe to this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great night, everyone.
Bye.